Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Gen Z Let's Talk Juice Plus Business. We're glad that you're here and joining us today. We have a launch of the Luminate product, this new product. Beth and we got to see that in person and experience in Indianapolis, which was a lot of fun. And then now I hope you guys have had a chance to order yours and get that in, but you definitely have to start taking it to experience it. It's one thing to read it, but it's another thing to really take it and start using it. I don't drink it every day yet, but I can see myself getting there because it definitely helps you get things done. So, Beth, would you like to share some of the things that you loved about it or something that you learned? I know Beth got to be on stage at Indy. She was helping to introduce this to everyone. So anything you want to share with us first, Beth?
Hey Stacy, thanks everyone. So I think what I love about Luminate is a couple things. First of all, I loved when Lisa Pebble got on stage and said something about the coffee berry. Like I never really thought about a coffee berry. Like, everyone's like coffee bean, but that she had been studying a coffee berry for 10 years and was wondering what product we would put it into. And it's just really neat to learn more about like what goes into our products. And the other thing I think that, and I know I had just sent it to Audra today too, and I don't know if you guys have all seen it, Jake, but the comparison, because I was having some talk with Jake today about how like energy drinks are so like Gen Z, right? I just want to say that. Like I think that's just a huge thing. I didn't drink that in my age, but I think that more and more people are that age group is drinking it. But there's a great comparison on there, on the chart, that has some other things. I haven't really had a chance to really look at it, but I love how the company has prepped us and given us verbiage on some of our board apps, like how to share it with an athlete, how to share it with, different types of people where it can come into. So I think they've done a really good job at marketing it, um, and something to learn and experience and grow. I like we can give out a sample pack and that you get maybe a feeling from it within 60 minutes, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I would agree to that because maybe the conversation of prevention, disease prevention, isn't as strong in your group. Like people aren't necessarily thinking of disease prevention. We know performance is something that speaks your language. Skin health, that's another one we've talked about. Gut health, that's of interest to them. But how many are already drinking coffees, multiple coffees a day, and how much does that cost? And definitely the energy drinks, and especially I've seen on the athlete side, which has kind of been interesting, but they're working out so much. So I think, and like Beth said, that there's definitely a conversation to be had with it, as well as, I wouldn't just carry the capsules around in my hand and like hope that somebody says something about them. No, or even swallowing them in front of people to see if anyone is noticed and says, hey, what are those capsules you just swallowed? Like, that's just not how the conversation goes. But if I have a bottle of water, I'm out doing something and I open this and pour it in, the chances of somebody saying, hey, what is that? What are you putting in there? Is a lot greater, right? So it's something a little bit more physical that we can have in our hands and be sharing, how we're using it. And then you can go into the basics of why. But people have sort of asked, like, what is this? And I've said, think of it as like a plant-based ingredient energy drink that actually has benefits for your brain. And they're like, oh, that's interesting. So the more I drink it, the more I'm getting used to the flavor. I don't add things typically to my water, and I'm not one that drinks energy drinks. So I was kind of like, do I have a place for this in my life? Because it's not like I'm replacing one for the other. But yeah, I am finding that, sometimes in the afternoon, I'll think, oh, I'll make another coffee. I don't even want it, but it's like, I don't even drink it all. It's like maybe this much of it gets, consumed and then I throw the rest of it away anyway. So if I'm starting to feel that way, like I got a lot to do and I'm just kind of a little bit tired, either I double my Juice Plus and go take more capsules, or now have started doing one of these. And I like it super hot, like a hot tea, or very cold. And then I added it to some unsweet tea, and I loved that. I really like that is my favorite one. So I'm enjoying it. I would love to hear from you guys. Have you tried the Luminate? Have any of you guys tried it yet? And remember, you're muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
We've both tried it.
What'd you girls think?
We liked it a lot. I like it. Like I definitely felt like I had a productive day from taking it. Like it was a very good day. And then she also really liked the taste of it.
Yeah, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good, and I actually like felt like I noticed a difference at the end of the day.
So I
What,
haven't tried hot yet, but I want to try that soon.
yeah, what change or what did you notice by the end of the day?
I just like wasn't like exhausted throughout the day. Like I wasn't struggling to get things done. I felt like when I laid down in bed and I looked back at like my day and I was like, "Oh wow, like it was very good." Like so
And we normally drink like energy drinks every day.
yeah, and yeah, so
Or
What would
coffees.
you girls say is the number one, or why do people your age group drink the energy drinks? Like, why is that appealing? Because, like Beth said, that wasn't even a thing in high school, college for us. Like, I don't know when
Yeah.
energy drinks became a
For
thing,
us,
but, like, they weren't a thing then. Even drinking
us,
coffee wasn't.
yeah. I think for us, like I know you can speak for yourself, but at least energy drinks for us started like with playing basketball more because like all of our teammates had them. Like everyone was always drinking one to get through a long practice or to get through practice in class and especially in college. So
yeah, I would say the same thing. Like just being drained from school and sports, you just start drinking energy drinks. Everyone around you is doing it. So it just becomes a thing, I guess. But definitely started in like college basketball.
Do you think that sometimes they drink them to get like sort of an edge on their game so that they're more alert and
yes, definitely sometimes. I mean, yeah, we've had a lot of teammates who will like sometimes just chug the whole thing right before a game so they have like energy and are ready to go. But
yeah. So I can definitely see that appealing. What do you guys think would appeal about Luminate to that group?
I think that it's not like, I mean, a lot, we really drink Celsiuses and like, for example, today I had a Red Bull because, one of my friends constantly has this like certain Red Bull and I wanted to try it. And Celsius doesn't have sugar in it, so that's why we like that. But, this Red Bull had like 34 grams of sugar in it. And as I was drinking it, I was telling her like an hour ago that I just felt like I was getting heavier and heavier and like the sugar was disgusting. Like I drank a couple sips and threw it away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's good. And do you think that that age group, I'm just curious, like, do they realize what's in that stuff, or how do you I don't know, that's always a question of mine,
I
are you
think
more
half and half.
attracted to Luminate because it's healthier?
I was gonna say I think it's half and half. Some people care what's in the ingredients, some don't.
Mhm.
So
How much is a Red Bull or even a Celsius?
depends where you buy them from. It can differ. One time I bought a Celsius at a gas station for like 4.98 because I needed it before a basketball game to give me energy. But normally you can get packs of like 12 for like $23, somewhere around there.
Okay, so at least $2 each.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I believe that they're 263, is that right, Beth? Each if you
I
buy.
think I think so. I think I always figure it out as if you're a sales coordinator and you get the highest commission level, so we all try to work towards sales coordinator in this business because you can earn that extra commission for the rest of your life and it's never taken away from you. And so I think it's like I always analyze that and it's like $2 or less for a serving of it.
Yeah.
So yes, but I think you're right with the original price of it. So I always think, how can we get it for the best price
Yes, for the rest of your life. That's really a good
for the
idea.
rest of your life?
Yeah.
Um,
What do you think, Jake? Would you like to add anything on this?
So I'm actually and also a big Celsius drinker as well, like all through high school and up until recently. Actually, I just brought one into work the other day because I just needed it so bad, just because it's so convenient. And they were all like giving me a hard time because I'm preaching eating healthy and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I really do need an alternative. I think it was like a day later that they announced Luminate, which was perfect. But Celsius really does like the opposite of Luminate. I mean, it has sucralose, which is a neurotoxin, and it also is known to mess up your gut and it makes you crave more. So having this alternative to give you clean energy throughout the day is great. And around like 2 o'clock is when I usually get that crash from the Celsius. And I've been drinking Illuminate for about a week now, and I have solid energy through the entire day.
Are you drinking it in the morning, afternoon? What does that look like for you?
I usually drink it around like 7 a.m. and then I go for a walk right after.
Okay. And are you putting it just in a water bottle?
Yep.
Yeah. Very good. Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jake. Anyone else want to contribute? If you've tried it or have been drinking it?
Do we have a couple more come on, Stacy?
We do. If you are Gen Z, just remember to unmute yourself so you can add yourself into the conversation. But we'd love to hear if you've had a chance. Shanna, I know that you're muted right now, but I would love to know, you had mentioned this possibly for your husband, if that would be of interest to him.
I actually did it. Sorry, I haven't realized that my video was off this whole time. But my husband, yeah, just because, he works so much in the oil field. I mean, he leaves home at like 4:30, 5:30 every morning. My new job is a lot better now. I don't have to be at work until 8:45 to open the spa and stuff. So I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily drained with energy, but when Ansley texted me about it and I saw it posted, I was like, oh my gosh. And I was just telling him about it because the other day he was like, oh, I think I need a Monster. Like he was just starting to like kind of crash in the day. And so I told him, I said, oh, and then I told him about it. And it's funny because he just got home from a haircut and I was like, I'm jumping on a meeting. And he's like, what for? He said, oh, and then he heard y'all talking. He goes, oh yeah, I need that.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be really interesting to see him try it and to see what he benefits from it and stuff like that.
For sure. And congratulations on your new job.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else want to add to the conversation? If you have not connected to your uplines boards yet, go ahead and do that because that's where you can find all information Juice Plus, and they will have some different boards. I have one that I can share with you guys. I can text you the link to that and you take what you want out of it. But if somebody asks me, hey, what is that? Then that's something I can easily send to them. And it has your, I put my links in it. So if they order, they will be ordering from me. You'll want to put your links, and I included Juice Plus in there as well. So I think it'll be a great conversation starter, if nothing else, right? Like once you can get into the door and start having a conversation about a healthier energy drink, doesn't it just kind of open the door to, I also take these capsules. I do a smoothie, to fuel your body. Like, I just think it can be a well-rounded conversation. And this is going to appeal first to some people, where others, it may not be the first, thing that grabs their attention, but it can be something to further a conversation with a customer as well. So Beth, do you want to add anything else on the Luminate?
No, I think I'm good on Luminate. I wanted to take some time tonight too, Stacy, because I know we've got a couple on that don't know you, but just to real quick share with them, you were a Gen Z when you joined our business.
Yeah.
I love that little story and how you utilized your upline. And then I'd like to talk a little bit, especially to Audra, about relaunching and working the business here a little bit. So, but would you just share with some of them about that, please?
Yeah. So obviously I'm like right in the middle of Gen X and millennial, like I'm on the line. So I think I probably identify more with Gen X, because most of my friends were much older than me. I got married when I was 19, and so I was no longer hanging out with teenagers or people my age. I was in the adult world as an officer's wife in the military. And so I mean, everyone that I was around was at least 10 years older than me that I was hanging out with. So I kind of have always thought that way. But I was 23 when I was introduced to Juice Plus. And then I turned 24 and started ordering it just like about a month and a half later. I really knew nothing about nutrition. I knew nothing about business for sure, but I was an entrepreneur by nature. Like my family had a lot of entrepreneurs in there. Jake, I see that within you for sure. And so I liked making money too. I liked a way to earn income. And I had a son at the time. He was just about a year old, and I was concerned about his health. But we got married young. We had kids young. Now I'm 45 and our kids are out of the house, and we're just, well, Ansley would say, hey, I'm still in the house, but she's self-sufficient at 20. But I just would have never thought 21 years later I would still be this excited about it. So I say I've stuck with Jesus, Jarrett, and Juice Plus for now over two decades, and I'm thankful they're still all in my life. But yeah, so I was young. I really didn't know what I was doing, but I could work. I could put time and effort into it. I could learn, and I wasn't afraid to just get out there and try and have conversations. So I just encourage you guys. It's worth it to build this. It's given us options I would not have had if I had to be at a 9 to 5 job every day. So yeah, go ahead, Beth.
Sure. So, well, first of all, I want to, I've got Audra on here tonight, my daughter, but I want to congratulate too, her for one of, well, she's got a couple teammates, but she just signed up Sydney this week. So Sydney just joined our team. So welcome, Sydney. And I wanted Audra, I wanted you to share tonight too. We just talk a little bit about business and like what you've been watching through all the years, but why are you coming back into the business now? I know you shared this on a call the other day, so I'd love, because you're gonna, you just graduated from, you're finishing your last year of college, but what excites you about the Juice Plus business? And then I'd like to hear that from Sydney too, like why you joined the team. But go ahead, Audrey, you first.
Well, I guess just for me, it's been seeing like how much you've been able to like provide being like running an at-home business, and just like over the years of being in college and sharing it with like coaches or teammates, and seeing like you started me as a partner a couple years ago, and just seeing like an extra couple hundred come in my bank account, like now that I'm graduated, it like is like means more because I have to start paying my own bills actually, like, so I guess just seeing that. And then the other day when we were on Zoom and we were talking, you were helping me with the like learning how to put in orders and stuff, and you were like, well, I need I need this, so let's put an order in, and like you showed me how it worked, and you were like, okay, well, you just made like $58 right there, like how easy was that? Like just sharing it. So it made me realize like all you really are doing is just sharing nutrition and like fruits and vegetables. So that's kind of for me why, like, I don't know, I've been wanting to learn more about it, and learned from you especially because you know what you're talking about.
And then I was the other day, we had both thought, I had said to Audrey, who did you want on your team, or who'd you thought about? And we both actually thought about one of her coaches that she just had. So we initiated a conversation with her, right? We asked her to come to a Zoom, and I kind of led that call, and Audra shared, well, what did you think about that? A process of bringing someone on, like what did you like about that when we talked to her as far as utilizing me?
Yeah, definitely just being able to, like, I don't know the perfect words to say right now, and like, Sid doesn't know the perfect words, just learning about the company and what exactly like goes on. So I guess it just helped being able to bring someone to you and like listen in on how you explain it, and then also just know like how to explain it in the future to people.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how we all learn. We start at the same, same. So utilizing your sponsor and utilizing that. But I'm also learning from you guys, like on this call, because this is we at conference we got to listen to Jason Dorsey, who does he studies each gender, not each gender, each what do I want to call it?
Generation.
Generation, yes, each generation. So like, things that excite your generation, which your generation actually is like right now, the baby boomers are like the wealth generation. The next like generation that I thought was really cool, that's really concerned about money and wealth and building for their future, is you guys. Like you guys, I'm like, it makes sense because like it's not the millennials or the other ones. It's actually you guys are actually looking at multiple streams of income, ways to save money. It's pretty cool. It was cool when you remember when he said that, Stacy. It was like, wow, because we get to work with you guys in this generation. And I love it. So it's an open door for you to have conversations with your friends and your peers and how to feel comfortable with that and like what to say. So we're learning from you, and you may pick up some things from us. Now, I want to go to Sydney real quick, if you don't mind, Audra.
Yeah.
Sydney just got back from playing professional basketball in Ireland. And so she's been on Juice Plus for a while, and you decide we signed you up as a partner this week. So just explain that, because you're out of college too now. You're on your own. I mean, what excites you about the Juice Plus business, to have it as a side business?
Yeah, so like it really excites me. I like eating healthy and all of that stuff, like just being an athlete and everything. And I'm just like I'm passionate about sharing that. Like I want to like inspire other people to like be healthy, like eat healthy, like put the right things into their body and everything. And um it like caught my eye as like 2 years ago, just being exposed to it in Audra's apartment. I was instantly like, I saw like the label, like it just looked clean. And I was like, what is that? To Audra. And ever since then, like I've loved taking it. Like I took it over to Ireland with me. Like I never got sick. Like even being in Florida and then, going to rainy, cold Ireland, I was fine. Like, and it's just helped me so much.
And so you guys are looking, I noticed you're starting to use social media. uh, um, Sydney did reach out to some family members. We're going to try to do a family and friends call together where she brings her family and friends on, and then we do like a small presentation like this, because that's a really great way to have your uplines come on and do a call so we can validate the product, say how long we've been in the business, and answer their questions so that they can hear how we answer them. So that's
Yeah.
another great idea. So good. I'm just proud of you guys. I'm excited you're back and sharing tonight. So thank you.
And
Thank you.
I think, yes, thank you, girls. That's great. And welcome to the Juice Plus world. We're happy to have you, Sydney. And, Beth, I do think that that's interesting that you mentioned using your upline, like employing us, because I remember Jay Martin, was the founder of Juice Plus. He said that they hire 5 people above you to help you build your business. So are you employing them? Are you putting them to work? And oftentimes people think, well, I don't want to bother her. She's, busy. She's got a big team, but bother us. We want to be, we want to be used. And I just find it very interesting how very different Beth has built her business and how I've built mine, where Beth builds hers mostly on Zoom and phone calls. And when I was very first starting, like you said, Audra, like I didn't have the words. I didn't know how to talk to people about nutrition or Juice Plus. I just thought this really makes sense. Like everyone needs to know this. But the girl that shared with me, she knew about it. She'd been taking it for a couple of years. Her belief was stronger. So she said, just bring your people to me. Let's get them in front of me and let me help you answer the questions. And so that's what we did. We did in-home events. And I personally love hosting and having people over. And so that's something I've continued on. And we do a lot of in-person events. And yet, like I said, Beth has done hers mostly through 3-way connections and doing Zoom calls or, something virtual, but bringing your people that you're excited for them to learn to somebody who does have more verbiage about it, that's how you learn. I was listening to how Sharon was answering the questions, and then I was taking notes. Okay, she said this when they asked if it's organic, this is what she said. When they ask this, and it's like, you don't know the questions people are going to ask until you start talking to them. And then they ask you something and you say, great question. Let me get my, friend on the phone. She's been taking this a lot longer than I have. I want to make sure you get the right question. It's not about having all the answers. It's do you know where to go for those? Do you know where to get a video? Some of the basics of, being able to put an order in, like you said, Audra, like that was pretty easy. That was simple enough. I can do that and to get paid for that. So sometimes the unknown is the worst part about this. Like, how do I start a conversation? What would an event look like? What do I say to them? Where, just reach out to us and let us help give you some starting points. And then you just start doing it and you get better and better. But anything you want to add to that, Beth?
No, I think that's, the thing. I know we were talking today, and then I think Nikki wants to add something, but she's got a baby. She's going to put it in the chat. But Audra was saying today, like, I need some guidance on like how I should be sharing, what I should be sharing. How can I put some things out more on social media? So we were going to actually talk about that tomorrow. We have a call together to discuss, but I'd love to hear if anyone else. I know last time we talked, most of this generation was getting orders from social media posts and things like that, because that's big now. But I think that's a great conversation to have, I think being authentic, showing the product, also doing your life on your social media platform. I know Jake's gotten quite a few people from social media, even just messaging other, what do I want to say? People that have pretty big followings. You've been pretty brave about sending them a message to say, hey, I think there's something, that you might like, that I'd love to have a talk with you. It's been pretty simple, and they've come to a call, right?
Yeah, and then like there's nothing you're gonna lose if they say no. I mean, you just rub it off and just reach out to people.
Jake,
Yeah.
I see your Tower Garden post. How has that gone? Have you had some decent conversations with people about the Tower
Yeah,
Garden?
I've sent information to like dozens of people, and it's just all about following up and stuff.
Yeah. So I think that that's key. We like to just put information out there and then we assume everyone's just going to rush to us and give us their card. And that just so rarely happens. So we can kind of get disappointed and think, well, I guess nobody's interested. But I know for myself, I was given information. I didn't listen to that information for weeks. And the gal that shared with me followed up. It's like 7 to 9 times. I know that's a thing people say, oh, follow, like she really did. And I just think, man, what if she hadn't been persistent? But we had a really good conversation that we had connected just as moms and friends that, built a little bit of rapport to where I was interested. I just didn't know what I didn't know to make it of importance, but she knew what she knew. And so she kept, connecting back with me, and she was never a pest about it. She just kind of guided me along and helped overcome my natural objections just to not understanding what it was. And so if anything, I would encourage you guys, be super consistent about posting. And we don't want to just post every day about Juice Plus, right? Like that just gets annoying. But on your stories, you can post, or reels, you can post, like show yourself making a Luminate and post it. You can, making the live videos, that sort of thing. Those you can do more of the product. If you're posting, let's say you are on Facebook, try to make it, to where you're posting about 5 things in your life that are of importance to you: basketball, your family, traveling, maybe your faith, and health and nutrition, to where you're even, have them even posting to where people just aren't annoyed by it. But Jill Wagner has a great program where she will text you every morning of something to post. It comes to me at 8 a.m. I pay $10 a month. I don't even have to think about it. I just save the picture, click, copy, paste, and make it a little bit mine and post it. And it keeps the conversation going and keeps those algorithms flowing. And she does a great job of balancing that out. So if you guys want information on that, reach out to us and we'll help you with that. But that's an easy yes to me, because I don't have to think. I can overthink social media way too much. And then I spend so long trying to put something together, and that's not the best use of our time. So, have you done much on social media, Shanna?
I used to do a lot on social media. I was really good at posting. And then my grandpa was diagnosed with stage 4 brain cancer. And so he just took a toll really fast. And so that's been like the past 2 months, and he passed away. He was about 45 minutes away from us when we did want to visit him. So my grandma doesn't have a car, so it was me driving her. And so it really kind of just took a back burner for a minute, which I hate to say that. It's just, it happens, you know. But I have been definitely thinking about like, oh, I need to post again. Oh, I need to get back to this. Just those little things. Because I used to be every day, every something, me making a shake in the morning or something. And I think I need to start making my shakes again in the morning, because I go all day without eating and it's not good for you.
Right. Yeah.
I stay so busy. But yeah, so I used to be really good with it.
And that's the great thing about our business. You know what? Life happens, you know, things come, things go. I mean, you can come back. We're still here. It's still the same product. It's nothing new you have to learn. It's fruits and vegetables in a capsule. I always say, we're not going to wake up tomorrow and you're going to open you don't even have a newspaper anymore, you guys, but you're not going to open the newspaper and it's going to say, stop eating fruits and vegetables. You know, it's there for us. And you just pick up where it is, be consistent, be proud too that you have a business. You know, how many people at your age, and you can ask, people are looking for multiple streams of income. You guys, affording everything that you can do, like we have something to offer people too, community and a business where I just posted, you can make unlimited income. There's no cap on your income. You don't have to have a boss. There's just so many benefits, but be proud and realize, when you talk to your friends and stuff, even just keep it light. And, even posting on social media, it's a business, it's a community that you have for, $52. And now they just announced actually through the end of August today, it's going to be $10. So this whole summer, they're bringing in a lot of bonuses. If you sponsor 2 people, like Audra, if you sponsored Sydney, if she gets to Partner Plus and we get someone else to Partner Plus this month, you're going to get another $100 bonus. If you do it next month, you get $200. If you do it the month after, you get $300. So they put some big bonus money on the table to help with the perk of summer. So just remember, just pick up where you left off and, just start sharing again and inspire someone else.
For sure. And I think people that we're posting, if we post sometimes about it and talk to people, and then we go a long time without posting or talking to anyone, it kind of sets in people's mind, like, is she still doing that? Like, does she really believe in what it is that she's talking or sharing or what he's posting about? The more consistent that messaging is, that builds their belief too. And you really don't know who's watching. Again, an easy part for you guys, an easy in, is talking about gut health. That is something that your generation pays attention to more than I think all of the others combined, which is interesting. It's a conversation that's already been had. So don't be afraid to post about those things too. Thinking about what matters to you, what do you love about it? How does it affect your life? Why is it something that you are willing to put into your budget and to keep going with? Those are the same things that are going to attract, people your age. You are your best example of a customer that you're going to have. So, recognizing, sort of like you said, Beth, like every generation has their different touch points, and being open to conversations with everyone, and just genuinely share from your heart. You can't go wrong. And this is built one person at a time, like one conversation at a time. And you'll probably talk to more people that won't seem interested right away or not right now than they will, that instantly get it. And so just understanding it's numbers as well. And the more you can bring people to Beth and to me and to your upline and, have those conversations together, the faster this goes, the more conversations, like, go fast rather than slow. I remember thinking, okay, what's the next step? What's the first thing? And then they said, like Beth did, get to sales coordinator in 6 months. It's the highest commission level. Like, not being at the highest commission level is literally leaving money on the table for somebody else to come by and pick up, because somebody's going to get paid the highest commission. So it's either going to be you or it's going to be the person above you. We want you to pick up that money. And so I said, okay, sales coordinator, what do I need to do? And I didn't know exactly, but I was like, okay, what's next? What's next? Let's do another event. Let's do something else. Within 5 months, I was making $500 a month, and I've never made less than that. Like, $500 a month is significant income. Like you said, Audra, now when you start paying bills, you're like, oh, this whole adulting thing, wait a minute, like I want that money to come in, and that is money that you can begin to budget by and pay bills on. And it's been really great source of income for our family that gives us options. So don't discount each little conversation. It may not lead to something right now, but you just keep moving forward. The next conversation, reach back, like Jake said, follow up with those people and just keep the conversations flowing. And one by one, those orders start to come in, and then those promotions really start to happen. Those team members come in and you help them. That's what that duplication is. And that's how we build this. So I hope this has been an encouragement to you guys. You are always an encouragement to us. We love learning with you. Does anyone want to add anything before we end this? Nothing?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Audra. Welcome back. Welcome
Thank you.
back, Shanna. Shanna's coming to an event that we're having for the Pajama Regional. For those that are doing that, we're hosting one in the mountains at a cabin, and she and my daughter Ansley are coming. So just plug in, do what you can. Beth, you want to end with anything?
No, I just think we're going to keep diving into this community and growing your things. This is your call too. So if there's something that you want to discuss or you thought about afterwards, message me or message Stacy and say, hey, this would be really good. And as you guys bring on more in your generation, let's bring them back. Let's say next month we're gonna bring a new person back in and inspire them and grow this, because we're learning from you. And so and remember, any idea or question you have it's not stupid, it's not bad. There's probably another person on here thinking the same thing and wanting the same thing. So unless you just open up and say, hey, this would be good to talk about, or I was wondering about this with our, Gen Z call, that is awesome. So thank you, Stacy, for hosting. We missed your daughters tonight.
Yep, they both ended up working. So yeah, we missed you.
They're
right.
trading dollars for hours.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep. And, that's another thing too. You guys probably are going to trade hours for dollars at a job while you do Juice Plus. Like, a lot of people do these together and they just kind of merge their lives together. And then eventually it's where you can walk away from an hourly wage and really building that income. So just be patient with the process, but give it attention that it needs to really build. And it does work. So thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Let's continue this conversation as we go along, and I will put out this recording for others to watch. Thanks, everyone.